You got to know where it came from. Back when Parliament and everybody ruled the waves. And so they're the ones who got everything started. So if you like hip hop, you should know where it started. I listen to all types of music. I like everything. So I listen to country, I listen to new wave, I listen to heavy metal, I listen to it all. And I listen
All
to
right.
you.
So,
What's
so
that?
question. Have you been following the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef?
Yes. Is that ridiculous or what? And so, and to top it all off, here they are feuding and they're putting out bad music. And the bids. It's like, come on, grow up, folks. If either of you were talented, you wouldn't be having to put out this feud, now would you? So there we go. It's like, oh my God, come on, Drake, come on, Kendrick, you guys can do better than that. We can all do better. And so put us out something that we'll really like. All right. So, like I said, I listen to everything. I listen to you. I've been going through what you've been putting down on Liquid Ink out here in the digital realm in your uh, career goals and everything, and they're incredible. Okay, let me tell you, you got a wide range of goals. Some of you put down very specific places you want to be in your job. Some people want to have financial stability. Some people want to have houses. Somebody, or more than one person, wants spiritual stability. Okay. All of these are legitimate goals. Okay. Every one of them. Doesn't matter if it's financial, it doesn't matter if it's employability, it doesn't matter if it's spiritual. They are goals, and all goals are attainable if they're reasonable, and every one of them have been reasonable. And I accept all of them. And I want to make sure everybody's up to the challenge. Are y'all up to the challenge? Yes, yes. I need to see thumbs and thumbs and thumbs and thumbs because you put these goals out here, you're going to be reaching for them. Yes. So everybody will be putting up short term goals in week 3. So I want you to think about those long term goals. If it's an employability, think about that job that you want, that dream job, and start thinking about what it's going to take to get there. Okay, just start kind of thinking about that. If it's, do you want a house? Do you want a car? Do you want this? Don't call Oprah. Okay, don't call her. Trust me, that girl, she don't answer her phone. I don't know what be wrong with her. I be texting, I be calling. I'm like, girl, pick up that phone. She don't answer. Okay? Oprah ain't the answer. You're the answer. Make it happen. Think about what realistically will get you there. Okay? If it's spiritual, okay? I've done spiritual studies. I'm an ordained minister, by the way, no joke. I like to joke. I like to laugh. I am an ordained minister. So there's a lot of ways to on that spiritual journey to get you to where you want to. Think about what it will take. You know, are you going to do proselytizing? Are you going to be looking for inner peace? Think about all the different ways to get you on that spiritual journey or your family on that spiritual journey. Think about the steps you're going to take. Those are going to be on there as well. Okay, I take all these things seriously. I want you to take them seriously too. So we're going to do these things. Now remember, planning does not lock you in and trap you. Okay, people get this impression that if you plan, you're locked in and you're trapped, and you can't make changes. You can't do things because, oh my God, I'm stuck to a plan. No, plans are flexible. Plans let you do things. They let you have space to breathe. Okay? When you're not planning, you're in panic mode. Oh my God, something popped up. What do I do? What do I do? When you have a plan and something pops up, you can see how to shift and move and bend. And it's almost like yoga without having to wear those uncomfortable clothes and roll around on a sweaty mat. Okay? So planning is good because it actually gives you more than it takes away. Yes, it takes a little bit of time to plan, but it saves you more time in the long run. Okay? So we can do these things. Now, how many people were shocked when they saw grades drop when I put in those zeros? Anybody? Okay. It's okay. It's a safe place. Okay. If you saw grades drop because of zero, remember those are temporary. As soon as you do those assignments, zeros go away. It's like washing clothes and the stains come out. Okay. Now, if you did the discussion and you did one post, you have a 70 right now. That's not a bad thing. Okay. That 70 in there is a reminder that you have to come back and put in a post on another person. So don't think that's a bad thing. Okay. I want to make sure that you know where you are at all times. If I just leave it, you might forget. Remember, goldfish brain here. I'm not going to tell you how I wiped out my memory, but I can tell you it has to do with a lot of backstage time at concerts. It's like, hey, you think Ozzy's weird on stage? You should see him behind stage. Spent a lot of time with Ozzy. And so I told you I like my concerts, love my time. And it's like, I'm honest. And, but don't want you to forget things, okay? If you find anything you don't understand about a grade or whatever, let me know. Don't forget when you go into the grade book, look in that right hand column. If you see a little thing there, that means there's a comment. That means I left you something. Okay. Don't worry, it's not a winning lottery ticket. If I find one of those, I'll let you all know. Okay. So, are we ready to get this ball a rolling? Yes, yes. That's the audience participation part. All right. So I will pause when I need audience participation because I want to know that y'all are there. If you're not going to be paying attention, and I don't mean this to be rude in any way, shape, or form, don't just let the screen run, okay? Wait until the class is over. Go get the recording as soon as it's posted and do that, okay? The live class gives you the opportunity to see things happening real time and, like Brandon did, unmute your mic and talk. It's okay. You can talk. You can interrupt me because it's not interrupting. It's a class, it's participation. All right. Anybody feel brave yet and think that they can talk? You can do that. Anybody want to do karaoke? You can do that too. Nope. Okay. So we're going to get to getting because I know that's what you want. And I don't want to tie everything up here. Let me change something on a screen back here because I have some grades up there. And you don't need to see other people's grades. That's not cool. And I'm going to start this screen share here. Here we go. All right. So you're starting to get used to this home screen, and that's a good thing. Please make sure that's where you're going. We are in week one. Yay. Can you believe we're almost through week one? That means you're going to be 1/4 of the way through the class. That's how fast classes move. Reminder, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you're in the live class or you're watching that recording because there is an assignment. And if you don't get that assignment in by 10 o'clock, you do not get attendance. Please, please, please do those assignments. We had several people who did not get attendance last night because you didn't do that assignment. I don't make the rules up. I just have to tell you what they are. And then, what happens? The campus comes looking for y'all, wondering why you haven't been in the class. Okay. So even if you're doing other assignments, if you don't do that one, you don't get attendance. Okay. So we're down here on Wednesday. You should have already done Monday and Tuesday. I'm not going back over those, but I'm going to talk about the personality test. How many people love that personality test? Kind of freaky, huh? It's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so now you can see why companies are starting to use that Briggs Myers test more and more because they kind of want a general feel where they're going to put you. Okay, that's the correct way companies are using. The incorrect way a company might use it is they may not want you if you don't fit where they think that they need somebody. Okay. Not all companies are looking out for you. Okay. Now, you may have heard the phrase companies are just in it for money. Yeah. News shock. That's what they are. They're in it just for the money because companies and businesses are in it for business. If they're not in it just for the business, we call them out of business. Don't ever think that a company has your best interest at heart, ever. Now, that's not being mean, that's not being cruel, that's not being heartless. A company's best interest is the life of the business. It's maintaining and keeping the business going. You are a piece of that business and you are there to make it money. Okay? So I want you to think about that as you're doing assignments and meeting deadlines and managing your time. Because when you are in your career, you're going to have projects and deadlines and things to do. The only difference is those projects and deadlines and things to do are going to be revenue generating. If you're not doing assignments on time, you're interfering with your grade or your progression or your attendance. If you're not meeting deadlines and time frames, etc., in your career, you're interfering with revenue. So as you're doing these assignments and things and doing them on time, you're developing a skill and you're developing a work ethic to complete things in a timely manner and managing time. So I want you to realize that as you're doing your coursework in this class and every class, you're developing time management skills. It doesn't matter if you like the assignments or don't like it, you're going to have to do things you like and don't like in your career. The thing is, you have to manage your time, your projects, and your workload, and you have to meet those deadlines. So start working on that and figure out your time management and improve those time management skills as we go through. And I'll give you a hint. We all need to improve time management. Always. It's a skill. And we know skills develop over time and we improve them by practicing them. So think about that as we're working through. All right. Now, getting back to this personality test, we got all kinds of them. And one I want to talk about in particular is the defender. Anybody get the defender? I know a couple of people did. Anybody on here got the defender? Now that sounds pretty impressive. A defender. Okay, let's talk about that. Defender means not only are you protective of your family, your friends, your home life, and yourself, you can be very reserved, but it also indicates a loyalty to a company or to a business. And this is something that people may look for because it's a dedication trait. So look sometimes beyond just a description because at the first surface, it may mean one thing, but it means additional. So if you got that, that's kind of a little bit of a confusing description. I want you to realize how important that could be because that is one that may sound like one thing, but it has additional characteristics. So good job if you got the defender. It means a little bit more than you may have realized. Now, some of the other qualities that people may have got, it may seem like you're more introverted or this or that, but those introverted personalities, those can come in really good situations where you have to work with a very close team. Okay. Introverts, like in a vet field, can become very important because you're working with a close, dedicated team. And so, although you're not shouting to the world, To your team, you're a very close knit family, and an introverted personality fits in perfect in those, or any type of medical teams, or any type of close knit work group, like in a weld team or an HVAC group. So even though you may seem very introverted to those groups, you're extroverted. So don't always think that one label means one thing. So labels can be misleading. All right, everybody got that? So think about that when you're looking at your descriptions. There's more to it than it first meets the eye. So pretty cool how those work. And you're going to be seeing those more and more on the job. Okay, so today, a lot of people have already done this assignment and it's really cool. So this is our informational interview. Only you get to do the interviewing. And this is somebody in your career field. Okay. Now, a couple of people, the people they've chosen, they're kind of like side to their career field. They may not be 100% directly in, but they're in a related field to them. So they may be in HVAC, but the person they're interviewing is in an electric field that does a lot of HVAC. That's acceptable. They need to be somehow related to your field. Okay, so think about that. Now, when you're interviewing them, you do not have to be face to face. You can interview them on the phone, you can FaceTime them, you can email them. So if you can't get to them face to face, think about other ways you can interview them. This is one of the biggest eye openers for people who do this correctly. Okay, you can ask them anything you truly want to know about your field. Okay, this is the nitty gritty. Ask them what it is really like in the day to day. Okay, there's a list of questions that you can ask. Don't just read off all these questions and hit them with a ton of them. Ask them what you really want to know about this career. Find out. Now, some of you may be questioning, did you choose the right career? And that's okay. You're at the end of your time here at Southern Tech for a lot of you, and you might be getting a little cold feet. You might be getting a little bit nervous. Anybody nervous about graduating, leaving Southern Tech and going into your field? This is normal. This is quite normal. It's like, okay, I'm going to actually have to do this. Okay, this is kind of nerve wracking. You have a fear of failure, you know. Has anybody heard of imposter syndrome? Anybody heard that phrase? Yeah, a couple people have. Imposter syndrome is you have a fear that you don't really know the information. But you do. You do know this information, and you need to uh, start thinking about that. Start going back through your notes. Start going back through your coursework. If there's open labs or open shop time, try to get in there, refresh your memory, building up your confidence that you do know this. So when you're going in here and you're asking questions, be honest. Ask them the questions that scare you. This is one of the most important um, assignments because you can get face to face real information. When I say face to face, you can get real information from the people. So spend some time asking the information. Now, pay attention to the instructions because I have people that are doing assignments without paying attention to the nitty gritty instructions. This is what I need today. Tell me who you will interview. Okay. I need their first and last name and tell me how they're involved with your career field, their position or title. I am not going to contact these people. I trust you. Until you give me a reason to not trust you, I trust you. I have no reason not to. Don't break that trust. That's all I ask. Okay. Your work will not be complete because by next Wednesday, You need to talk to this person and interview them. Find out good information. Okay. And there's even a video that will give you some pointers on interviewing somebody. Okay. So you can do this.
I have a question.
Yes.
So for their interview, for next week, how long does that have to be? Like, is there like a limit of how many questions we need to ask, or it could be as long as the interview was?
Okay. So
Like, say we ask them like 5 questions or like 10. Is there like a limit of like how many questions we have to ask them for this
that's a
assignment?
that's a good question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out of the student view so I can go into week 2, and I'm going to take a look for you. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look here. It says a 250 word summary. Okay. So, and what it suggests here, what did you learn about your career field? What insights and what lessons? Those are some of the suggestions to get out of it. So basically 250 words. Okay. Now, given that it says 250 words, am I going to count the words? No, even though it's going to tell me how many words. What I want from you is I want you to find out the best information you can. Now, if you send me back 2 sentences, no, that's not going to cut it. But there is no minimum number of questions. I want you to have a good, honest dialogue with this person. Ask them what you feel comfortable with. If you feel like 5 questions get you everything you need from this person, then 5 questions it is. Okay. But if you think you need
All
to
right.
find out 10 questions, then 10 it is. But while you have time, I want you to think about you have great, valuable information and a person who can give it. Okay, does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. So, and that's terrific. Anytime you have a question like that, always do that. Now, all these assignments, you'll see the number of words that are required. That's because we have 5 instructors teaching this course. And so some of them want very specific word counts. I want quality and I want your answer. Okay. I do run through 3 AI checkers. I had to start doing that last month. And so please don't use AI. Be honest. That's all I ask. I don't want people to have to deal with plagiarism and talking to the campus. Don't use AI. Answer your true, honest self. Okay. I would rather you
Appreciate it.
have poor. I'm sorry?
I had another question.
Yes.
When would you be able to open week 2? Because I already finished the assignments for week 1, and I wanted to like, start on next week's assignments so I don't fall
Yeah.
behind.
They won't let me open them until Monday.
Oh, okay.
And so I would love to be able to have them all open at the beginning of the month because I have some people, their work schedules are really hectic. And so they have like different days of the week that they have large blocks of time, but they won't let us open them because of different financial arrangements that students have for their financial aid. And they won't let them work ahead. So we are not allowed to open assignments early until week 3. In week 3 on that Friday, the fourth week's assignments will open early. And that's because the class ends on a Thursday, and this allows you a weekend to work on things. So the Friday of week 3, you'll have access to week 4's assignments. All right?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, getting back to that, even if you have poor sentence structure, etc., I would rather see that than you try to impress me with something that AI generates. Okay, so please don't do that or don't feel like you should have to. If you're having problems with something, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you and we can figure out something together. Okay, So don't think that you need to do something artificial or something that might get you into a situation you don't want to be in. Reach out to me first. Okay. So that's your assignment there. Just give me the name and the person's title or how they relate to your field. That's all you have to do for that assignment. The other one, the resume session with career services, please make sure you're scheduling the resume session, not the mock interview here. And you just click on that, find your school, and see how you need to arrange that. That arrangement is all for career services. They're the ones who do the scheduling. If for any reason you cannot make it to campus, you have transportation issues, let that career services know. Don't just skip out on these assignments. Let them know, see how they can make arrangements for you. Okay, I can't make arrangements for you. They have to. Okay, see if they can do a virtual interview or help, etc. Okay, so what you do there is you click Start Assignment, text entry, tell me when your appointment is. And then what I do is afterwards, if I don't get a resume signed by, that you send me next week, remember your resume won't be coming back to me until next week, then I'll check with them and see if they still have it or whatever. Okay, so this week you just tell me when your assignment is, or your appointment is scheduled. Okay, so that's what we're doing as far as assignments today. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about keywords. Okay, so there we go. So we're good on that. So we're going to be talking today on our presentation workplace readiness. Okay. And with workplace readiness, we're going to talk about skills because I asked you to list your skills. Now, some people were better at identifying their soft skills and hard skills. So we're going to be talking about all kinds of skills, how they break those down. So are we ready? Yes, yes. There's a couple of, there you guys are. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, so here we go. Got my cursor over there. Let's see if we get the slideshow going. All right. Got my handy dandy pen too. My trusty iPad. And let's try blue today. There we go. We got a smiley face. We are on our way. So we're going to talk about basic skills, 3 different categories of soft skills, ethics, digital citizenship, and the value of certification. Because sometimes people tell you you don't need certification. Okay. So basic skills are fundamental skills necessary to function effectively. Okay, so your basic skills, hint, hint, this is going to be on the midterm. These are what we call basic skills. You need these for society. You need reading, you need writing, speaking, listening. Math is now considered a basic skill, and so is technology now. Years ago, that wasn't the case, but now technology is considered a basic skill. So when people say, oh, I don't like computers, this and that, well, now that's considered a basic skill. Employers want these things, okay? So those are things that they need. And then we have your hard skills. Now, hard skills, these are job specific. Okay, so when we say job specific, we mean welders have very specific jobs. HVAC has very specific. Electrical has very specific. Medical assistants, vet assistants, they all have very specific ones. And those you get through work experience, education, and training. Okay, those are unique to them. That's the difference between a hard skill and a soft skill. Okay, now those are the ones that you're learning in the shops, in the labs, and they're unique to you. Okay, so think about those. Now, your soft skills go by different names: employability skills, foundational skills, and transferable skills. Okay, so those are your talking, your communication, and you're going to learn some of them in school and through life experience, but they're kind of hard to measure. Okay, they're not very quantitative, they're hard to measure, and some of these fall under thinking, people, and personal qualities. There's three different categories. Okay, so that's where things start to kind of blur. It's like, well, what exactly are they? So let's talk about those. So your thinking skills, of course, that isn't just, well, do you ever think? That's kind of derogatory, but it's your ability to find solutions. So we all know people can find problems. I always tell people, find a solution. Don't come to me with problems, come to me with a solution. It's like, I know things break. I know this happened. If you're the kind of person that comes to a supervisor or somebody higher with solutions to problems, you're going to move ahead further and faster. Okay. Other things, decision making. Make decisions. Now, in some positions, you are not allowed to make certain decisions, but in other ones, go to someone and say, this is what I would like to do. Give them the decision you would make. Don't always go there and saying, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Learn to trust yourself to make a decision. If you can't make it without a supervisor's permission, say, this is what I would recommend. Again, you're taking the initiative, you're showing that. Okay. And those problem solving, implement a solution. So, decision making, creative thinking, and problem solving, those are all different types of thinking skills. And visualization. Now, some people don't really grasp this. This is where you see something, and now you can take a look mentally and say, this is what we should do. So you're visualizing the solution in your head. You're taking a look and you're coming up with that solution. So those are the different types of thinking skills. So it's not just, oh, I thought about it. Okay. And the other thing is reasoning. You don't have to agree with the person, but you have to be able to reason. You have to be able to reach mutual ground. You may have to give things up when you're reasoning with people, or be able to take this information and that information and come to conclusions. Or you learned on this machine, but machine B is a little bit different. You should be able to take the knowledge you got from A and apply it to B. Those are the type of things you need to do. Now, how many people think they have good people skills? Are we people? Yeah. Okay. So this is, believe it or not, the number one thing that employers are telling me everybody needs: people skills. Okay. This is what we need. So we need to learn how to communicate with people, especially people we don't like. We have to play nice. We have to learn to communicate. Okay. On the job, we leave it at the door. Don't bring your problems to work. Don't take things personal at work. Don't let the other person get to you. Okay? Social perception is one of the phrases that we like to use. Be aware of other people's feelings. This has nothing to do with being woke. This has nothing to do with, oh my God, we have to be careful. So and so is going to get their feelings hurt. No, it has to do with common courtesy and being able to understand that people do come from different cultures. People do come from different backgrounds. People do interpret things differently. And be aware, but do it with common sense. You don't have to be overly this or overly that. And that also means don't be overly sensitive and take things personal. Understand the context in which people say and do things and see, was this intentional? Okay. Chips are something that should come out of a bag and should be eaten and enjoyed, not placed on our shoulders waiting for somebody to knock off. Okay. We have to grow up all the way around. Negotiating. How well are we at negotiating? Do we never give in? How many people never give in? It's your way or no way. Anybody like that? Okay. How many people are willing to give in? Okay. Got one person who's willing to give in. Yeah, you have to give and take. Work is a relationship. Okay. Leadership falls into that. A leadership is not always your way or no way. A good leader listens to the people underneath them and it rallies them and pulls them along. A leader listens to their people and pulls them together. And you can influence that decision, but you should inspire them. A good leader inspires their workers, and then they will do what you want and need them to do. If you're going to own your own business, anybody want their own business out there? How many want your own business? You need to be a good leader. You need these skills. You need to be able to negotiate, or you won't have workers. You need to inspire them, or you won't have workers. You will have no business. You will be a toxic work site, and nobody will want to work with you. Okay. Teamwork. You have to work towards a common goal. If there is a team and you are the one that says, nope, that won't work. Nope, that won't work. Nope, that won't work. You know what won't work? You. You don't have to be part of a team. You can be part of the unemployed. Some of these things may sound harsh, but this is reality. Okay. There are a lot of openings for welders. There's a lot of openings for HVAC. There's a lot of openings for electrician. There's a lot of openings for the vet positions, for the MAs. But they don't necessarily need you if you are going to be a problem. Don't think because there's all these openings, they have to take you. You have to be a good employee as well. And being able to be part of a team is important. It doesn't mean losing your individuality. It means being able to maintain that individuality and showing that to the team and why you're of value. A team has great individuals that work together. A team doesn't mean you're lost. Okay. You still get to show your individualism in a team. You collaborate and you share. You don't get lost. Okay. If you're getting lost in a team, speak up. You can do that. You can speak up. Make sure nobody's running you over. Okay. Collaboration's working together with somebody or a group of people, and you both do the work, or the three of you do the work. It's not one person doing the work. Okay? And we hear the term diversity and it gets negative connotations and this and that. Diversity just means it's a multitude, a makeup. You come from different backgrounds, you come from different beliefs, you come from different. That's what diversity is. Okay? And the last one, personal qualities. And this one's one of the most important. Your self-esteem. How many people think they have a low self-esteem? Anybody? Yay! Nobody has low self-esteem. Self-management. You manage yourself. You take care of yourself. Boost yourself. Pick yourself up. How many people give yourself pep talks? Yay! Yes. Tell yourself how good you are. We need to feel good about ourselves. Now, how many people take responsibility for themselves? Yes. Here's the thing. If you break something or you do something wrong, own up to it. Because if they come asking about it, they know the answer. Guarantee you. So own up to it. Take responsibility. End it right there so that you can move on. You can fix it. Don't try to hide it or ignore it, because if they ask you, they know the answer and they want to see if you're honest. And if you're not honest about it, now they know you did it and you're dishonest. Okay? So that leads us into ethics. These are the morals and principles that direct your behavior. Your behavior. Now, workplace ethics define appropriate behavior in a business setting. So ethics belong to you. Workplace ethics define what you do in a business setting. So although you may think it's ethical, it's not appropriate in a business setting. And you have to do what's appropriate in the business setting in the job. Now, these two things here, people get these incorrect all the time. Code of conduct and code of ethics. So let's read these and pay attention here. A code of conduct is a document that dictates how employees are to behave while at work. A code of ethics is a document that dictates how business should be conducted. So code of conduct is how you behave. Code of ethics is how a business should be conducted. Okay? So when it says code of ethics is how business should be conducted, this tells you if you can accept gifts from an outside company, etc. Can you purchase things? Can you do this? Can you do that on a company card? That is your code of ethics, and that is how business should be conducted. Can you outbid a competing company, etc.? That is the company's code of ethics. Your code of conduct says that while you're wearing a company shirt, you can't do this, etc. Because while you're representing that company by wearing their logo, you are still considered under their behavior. All right. So pay attention to those. When the midterm happens, keep those definitions handy so you can look at it when you get to those questions. Now, unethical and illegal behavior is discrimination and harassment. And there is a difference between them. Okay? So, unethical would be cheating on an exam or stealing office supplies. It can be illegal. Unethical can be illegal. Returning used merchandise. When you bought something just to wear out and you kept the tags hidden, then you return it when you had no intentions of buying it. That's unethical. Okay? Don't do that. And discrimination um, is unfair treatment of an individual based on his, her race, gender, religion, national origin, disability, or age. Notice sexual orientation is not in this description because it has not been written into law. Okay? So, discrimination, unfair treatment of an individual. Now, harassment is very similar, but it is unsolicited conduct towards another person based on race, gender, national origin, age, or disability. Again, no sexual orientation. Okay, so harassment would be like unwanted advancements, etc. Discrimination would be not hiring somebody. Now, these things do not have to be done to the individual themselves. They can be witnessed by somebody and reported. So it does not have to be done to the person themselves. Now, we have what's called digital citizenship in this day and age. And I'm going to switch to red. It's easier to see. And that's responsible use of technology and internet. Okay, so when you're working for a company, you need to protect people's personal information and privacy. You're taking down client information. You have to protect it. You respect the work and intellectual property. You cannot go giving away software. You cannot be giving away trade secrets. And you have to be aware of online safety and security. Don't go opening that email that says you're going to get a truckload of M&Ms from so and so. It isn't going to happen. Be aware of being safe online and make sure you're being positive with all communication. Don't go making up dirty little limericks about people and emailing it because it could go to the wrong person and you'll be in trouble. And understand you are always leaving what we call a digital footprint. Even though you delete things, stuff remains. Okay? It never truly all goes away. Now, how many people know about the cloud? Everybody should by now in this day and age. Yes. So cloud computing is a little cloud up there. I can't draw a cloud very good. And everything goes up into the cloud and is stored. What those are those are remote servers. And that's where everything is stored offsite. And that's where everything is kept. It allows you to access it anywhere. And so that's where everything is kept now. So it's unethical and illegal for you to download software that has not been purchased and registered. So if it belongs to the employer, don't download it and take it home. Okay. If you want to be a pirate, get yourself a little costume, an eye patch, do whatever you want there, but don't download software that doesn't belong to you. Okay. And when you are downloading, make sure the site is secure and you are on the right place and you're not downloading software that may have viruses in it. Now, intellectual property, these are ideas, inventions, and processes. These are trade secrets, okay? These are things you can't give away, like Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, things like this. Anything created at the company, you cannot give away. Okay. And those are copyrighted and it belongs to that company. If you quit, you can't go somewhere else and use that information. Okay. So don't do it. You can't do it. Okay. And a copyright, that is something that legally shows that it belongs to them. And plagiarism, we briefly talked about that in this class. That is claiming another person's material as your own. That's what AI is. You basically, you get that and you send it in on an assignment and you're saying it's your own. It's not. Something else created it. Same thing, cutting and pasting from the internet, etc. That's plagiarism. It's not yours. You can't do it. Okay. Proprietary information, that is something unique to the company you work for. Don't do it. Here's something else. If you have a great idea, a great invention, don't do it at work. Take it home. If you create it at work, it becomes your work's property. They own it. Did y'all know this? If you create something on the job, they own it. You lose all rights to it. Okay? Keep that in mind. Netiquette. Netiquette is being proper and polite when you're communicating through emails, text, etc. Be professional. Don't slam people because you're angry. Okay? Social professional guidelines for internet communication. Use the same courtesy as you would face to face. Even if you would shout at somebody face to face, don't do it online. It's there forever. And always use it when representing your employer. Remember, people are human. Same standards of behavior online as in real life. Know where you are in cyberspace. Okay? Keep in mind, you're still working for the company. Respect people's time and bandwidth. Don't send email after email after email or text after text. Don't bother them. Make yourself look good. Even if the other person is not being professional, you always need to look good. Okay? If you're going to be online and people ask questions, share knowledge that makes you look good at all times. And if they're slamming you, don't fall for it. End the conversation. Just end it. That's it. Again, respect people's privacy. Don't flood their inboxes and never abuse your power. Don't say, do you know who I am? Do you know what I can do? Don't do it. And sometimes people simply make mistakes. Be the bigger person. Accept apologies. Okay? Excuse me. It's not that difficult. Now, did anybody have anyone that gave you a hard time for going back to school? Anybody? Question why you were doing it? Yeah. Simple. Certification, education. There's benefits to this because your employer sees this as a dedication. You stand better opportunities to move up, higher pay rates. You have the opportunity to move from one company to the other. Your opportunities are more open. So there are lots of reasons to do this. Now, one thing I want you to know, not all certifications are subject specific. And one of the best ones to think of, anybody heard of OSHA? OSHA certification is not subject specific. It covers a lot. Yeah, I call OSHA something very similar, but I can't say that. Okay. And remember, when you're going to go for any type of certification exam, remember a few things. Be prepared when you're going. Know where it's going to be held. Know how long. Be prepared as far as it. You know how to get there, what time, what's to be expected, what to bring, what not to bring, and make sure any certification exam, it's legit. There's a lot of companies that will just charge you and take your money and go. Okay? Everybody good so far? Yes. So I'm going to pause that there for right now. We're going to come back to that because I want to show you something on your main screen here. This big red button, it says help. And under here, I have something for you. And right here, there's this thing. It says skills needed by your career. And I want you to take a look at this. I want you to click on that. And these are general skills, links by profession. I want you to find your profession and click on these. And like here, I want you to come down and you look, and it tells you different skills that you should have on your resume and things that you need to start considering. How well I can put this and refer to this. Now, each one of the professions we have here is listed. So you find your career, click on it, and it's going to have different skills. Okay. And I want you to take some time and go through there and look at these. These are skills you need to have. Okay. Now, tomorrow we're going to be talking about keywords. So while you're in here, I have you covered there too. Look right here. Keywords for your career. Resume keywords. Electricians. These are keywords to help on your resume. HVAC. These are words that when your resume is out there on the internet and those are being searched out, these are words that if they are not on your resumes, there's a good chance you're being skipped. Okay? Everybody got that? Yes, yes? So take a look at your resume and see if your resume has some of these keywords. Take a look at your skills and see, do you have these skills? Okay? Because they're kind of important. All right. So we're going to jump back in here. Everybody ready for the participation? Yes, yes? That's what we're here for, right? Give it to me so I can get done, so I can get on my couch and I can watch the Kardashians, right? That's what we want. Not really. Okay, so I want you to think about you, because I tell you it's all about you. And we're going to learn, and I hope you realize we're starting to gather pieces together, and we're going to be putting them all together. I want you to name one quality that sets you above the competition. You, okay? What sets you above the competition and one quality you would improve on? You need to name these, okay? One quality that sets you above the competition and one quality you would improve on. We all have room to improve, but I want to know what's best about you. What sets you above? Be specific, okay? So think about that. Be as specific as you can. All right? Everybody good? Now, if you've done one post in that discussion, please go back, put that other post in. I want to change those 70s to hundreds. Keep rolling along. I will be very honest with you. This class is further along than most classes and staying up. I'm super impressed. Your work ethic is on point. Keep it up. I want everyone to have an incredible weekend after tomorrow. So get in there before 10 o'clock. Get this assignment done. All right. So let's do this. Y'all have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow for the last live class of the week. Give yourselves a hand. See you tomorrow, 6 p.m.